Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study the sixth chapter of our English course book, The Twisted Trial, written by Victor Marie Hugo. So, first of all, we are going to study about our author, Victor Marie Hugo. He was born in the year 1802 and he died in the year 1885. He was a French poet, dramatist, and a novelist. He had a literary career of more than 60 years. Many of his works have inspired music. Some of his famous works are Les Miserables, Ruy Blas, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So this chapter, The Twisted Trial, has been taken from the novel Les Miserables. The main characters of the chapter, The Twisted Trials, are as follows. Jean Valjean. Jean Valjean is the protagonist of the chapter. It means he is the main character of the chapter. He is an ex-convict, also known as Monsieur Madeleine. Okay, Jean Valjean is the main character. He was an ex-convict. Okay, and he is also named as Monsieur Madeleine in the chapter. Javert. Javert was an honest French policeman. He believed in law and order, and he also has a strong desire to capture Jean Valjean, as Jean Valjean has escaped from the prison and he again wants to capture Jean Valjean. Champmathieu was a poor, uneducated man who unfortunately resembled Jean Valjean so much that he is identified, trialed, and convicted as Jean Valjean. Okay, Champmathieu looked a lot like Jean Valjean. He was poor and uneducated man, and because of his similar looks with Jean Valjean, he was convicted and trialed as Jean Valjean. Petit Gervais was a small boy who was robbed by Jean Valjean. Brevet, Chenildieu, and Cochepaille. These are the three convicts, and along with this, they were also the three witnesses of Jean Valjean, and also they were the partners of Jean Valjean. Now let's look on into the chapter, what is given in the chapter. From the first words Inspector Javert pronounced on entering Monsieur Madeleine's office, at the moment when that name which the mayor had buried was uttered, he was seized with stupor. Okay. Now, this Monsieur Madeleine was actually Jean Valjean. Let's first of all, you all understand this thing, that Monsieur Madeleine was actually Jean Valjean and he was living in a disguise. He have changed himself to Monsieur Madeleine and now he had become a mayor. Okay, so here Inspector Javert enters Monsieur Madeleine's office, who is the real Jean Valjean, and after entering his office he said a name, and after hearing to the name said by Mr. Javert, Monsieur Madeleine was stunned on hearing the name, because here Javert told the name of Jean Valjean, and as soon as when the Madeleine heard the name of Jean Valjean, he was stunned because he was the actual Jean Valjean. He first thought was to denounce himself, to drag Champmathieu out of prison and to put himself in his place. Okay. First of all, he thought on hearing that actually Javert had caught Champmathieu, who resembled a lot like Jean Valjean, and this Javert thought that Champmathieu was the real Jean Valjean, and he came and told Madeleine that he have caught Jean Valjean. So when Madeleine got to know that he had caught someone else as Jean Valjean, so he was stunned and he thought that he would denounce himself. Denounce means leave his post as a mayor, and he would ask Javert to take Champmathieu out of prison and put him in his place because he was the actual Jean Valjean. Okay, he repressed the first impulse and recoiled before such heroism. Okay, but this thought came in his mind that he would ask Javert to take Champmathieu out of the prison and put him in, but he repressed this thought, and he then thought a bit before doing such a kind of heroic act. Returning to his room, he bolted his door, but he wanted to keep what he wanted to keep outdoors had entered his conscience. Okay, now Madeleine returned to his room. He closed his door, but a thing which he wanted to keep outside the room had entered along with him in the room, and that was his conscience. Means his conscience, you can say his Atma, or we say no, Atma is with always us, and it would curse our soul with always us, and if we do something, our soul always tells us that we have done something wrong. So here the his conscience was also telling him and that he have done something wrong. It seemed to him that he had awakened from some slumber, and he found himself gliding over precipice upon the very edge of an abyss. Okay, when he heard from Javert that he have arrested someone, thinking him as Gian Valjean, and so it seemed all of these things seemed to him that he have risen up from some slumber. Some slumber means deep sleep, and he thought himself to be over a precipice. Precipice means a very steep side of a high cliff. A very pointed high cliff means high, very high mountains, you can say. Okay, rocky mountains, and at the very edge of the rocky mountain, he found himself, considered himself to be in as in such a place where he was standing at the edge of a rocky mountain upon the very edge of an abyss. He was considered himself standing on the edge of an abyss. Abyss means a very deep wide space or hole that seems to have no bottom. Means he felt that he was standing at the edge of a cliff, and he was about to fall on a abyss. Abyss means a bottom, very deep wide space or hole that doesn't have any bottom. He perceived in the gloom an unknown man whom fate had mistaken for him, and was pushing into the gulf in his place. It was necessary, in order that the gulf should be closed, that someone should fall in, he or the other. Okay, now he was feeling very sad, and he was very unhappy that it was him who committed a crime, but an unknown man who was mistaken to be him. An unknown man, Champmathieu was an unknown man who was mistaken to be Jean Valjean, is to be received all the punishment in his place. So it was necessary, in order the gulf should be closed, it was necessary for him that this case should be closed, that someone should fall in this abyss. Abyss means this deep pit. Actually, they are not really falling in the deep pit. The punishment is compared to the deep pit. Okay, the punishment is compared to the deep pit, and he is saying that someone must fall in this gulf, in that deep pit. Either I will fall, or the other person. What am I afraid of? Said Monsieur Madeleine. After all, if there is any harm done to anybody, it is nowise my fault. It is decided, let the matter alone. The resolution is formed. So then this Monsieur Madeleine talks to himself and says that, what am I afraid of? After all, if the, then he tries to pacify himself and say that, what is my fault if he is being taken in my place? If anything happens to him, it is not my fault. It is decided, let the matter alone, the resolution. Okay, now he tries to pacify himself and think, okay, whatever has happened has happened. Now they have taken a decision, let it be how it has how it has been working. Okay, after the lapse of a few moments, he questioned himself upon the resolution form. Now, even though he has pacified himself, again he questioned himself about the resolution form. It means about the decision taken, or the action taken by the police against Champmathieu. Madeleine declared that his life, in truth, did have an object. But what object? To conceal his name, to deceive the police? Had he no other object, which was the true one? To save his soul, to close the door on his path, but he was not closing it. Okay. Then Madeleine declared that his life in truth did heaven. Basically, Madeleine is questioning himself. He's having a personal fight, you can say. He's arguing with his soul that whatever is happening or whatever he's doing, is it true or not? Is it good or not? Is it worthy enough or not? Okay, I'm being saved, but an innocent person is will get all the punishment in my place, who have not committed any of the crime. Did I if I accept my fault, then I will get the punishment, and the other person will be released. Basically here you can say that Madeleine was a bit confused, that whether he should accept his fault or he should not accept his fault, whether he should close the doors of the past, or he doesn't want to close or not to close it. He was reopening it by committing an infamous act, for he robbed another of his existence, his life. Okay. Now again, after a while, when he thought that, okay, let it be, whatever has happened, let it happen. Then again he thought that, again I am committing a crime, because I am making another person suffer in my place, who have not committed a crime, to become again the convict Jean Valjean, that was to achieve his resurrection. Okay. So again he thought that he's again committing a crime, and when he thought about this thing, then that again I'm going to commit a crime, and when this thought struck him, he was risen from the dead, and he was like that, no, I can't commit this crime again. He must go to Arras, deliver the wrong, renounce the right one. And then all at once he thought of poor sick Fantine. Okay, he then went to Arras. He then thought to himself that he will go to Arras and he will tell that he is the wrong Jean Valjean and I am the right one. Then after thinking all these things, again he thought about Fantine. Who was Fantine? Fantine was Fantine, who was his you can say who is sister-in-law or something like that, whom he whose daughter he used to look after. Okay, he actually he have adopted a daughter, Cosette, and Fantine was mother of Cosette, and basically she was his sister-in-law, you can say. And she was, so when he thought of going to Arras and removing Jean Valjean from the convict or accusation, and accepting all the accusation, then all of a sudden he thought about Fantine, that if he goes from here, who will look after Fantine? My choice is made. This is in the interest of all, not in mine. I remain Madeleine. Vote to him who is Jean Valjean. Then again, after thinking about Fantine, he says that okay, I have made a choice. This is not for my personal benefit. It's for the benefit of all. I will be the Madeleine. Vote to him and he will be the Jean Valjean. Come, said he, there are some threads which knit me to this Jean Valjean in this very room, all this man. Then he talks to himself and says that okay, there are some things left in this room which makes me Jean Valjean, which connects me to Jean Valjean, and I must make all those things disappear. He opened a secret door. In the closet was an old pair of trousers, a haversack, and a great thornstick, iron bound at both ends. Okay. So then he opened a secret door. In the secret door there was a closet. In the closet there was an old pair of trousers, a haversack. A haversack means it's a bag which is worn in the shoulder. He had a great thorn stick which had iron on both the ends of it. He threw them all into the fire, and in a few seconds it was all burning. So all these things made him still connected to Jean Valjean. So he took all these things and threw it in the fire, and within some time all these things started burning. Suddenly he recoiled with equal terror, for each of the which counselled him appeared as fatal. For 5 hours he had been walking thus almost without interruption when he dropped into the chair. Now again, after throwing all this thing into the fire, again he was a bit confused that whether he had done it is correct or not, whether he is doing morally correct or not, whether his soul be happy with will be happy with him by these actions or not. Now for 5 years or 5 hours he was walking inside the door inside his room without any interruption. When finally after walking for 5 hours he sat on the chair. He fell asleep. When he woke up, he decided to attend the trial. When he reached the court in a few minutes, he found himself in a hall where there were many people. Now, after sitting in the chair, he fell asleep, and after he woke up, he decided that he will attend the trial of the other person who was thought to be Jean Valjean, but actually that person was Champmathieu. When he reached the court in a few minutes, he found himself in a hall where there were okay. So after reaching the court in few minutes, he found himself in the hall. The Mayor Madeleine, who was the actual Jean Valjean, he found himself in a hall where there were many people sitting in the hall. All eyes converged on a single point, on a man between two gendarmes. Okay. Now all the eyes of the people who were sitting in the hall moved towards a man between two gendarmes. It means you can say two policemen. Between two policemen there was a single man, and all the eyes of the people sitting in the court moved towards that single man. This was the man Madeleine thought he saw himself. Older, not the same, but alike in aptitude and appearance. Now this when as soon as the man all the people were looking at that person, so Madeleine also looked at him and saw at him and says told himself, okay, this is the man who is accused as Jean Valjean or convicted as Jean Valjean. Even though he was a bit older than the real Jean Valjean, but he looked very same in attitude and appearance. Judges, clerks, gendarmes, a throng of heads. He had seen all this once before, the monstrous visions of the past. Okay. Now, when Madeline reached over there in the courtroom, he saw all the judges, he saw all the clerks, he saw the gendarmes, a throng of heads. He had saw in all of these visions he had seen before also, and he had a very bad memory of the past, and by looking at them once again, he feels them as a monstrous vision. Madeline looked for Inspector Javed but did not see him. At the moment of his entrance, the counsel for the prisoner was finishing his plea. Now, Madeline was searching for Inspector Javed, but no, he was not seen over there. He didn't see him over there. And when Madeline entered the courtroom, he saw that the counsel for the prisoner, means the advocate or the lawyer of the prisoner, was finishing his side of plea. The counsel established that the theft of the apple was not in fact proved. His client Shematthew had not been seen to scale the wall or break off the branch. The counsel, who is the counsel? The counsel is the lawyer of the accused. Okay, who is the accused? Shematthew, who was considered as Gian Valjean. Now, the counsel said to the judge that the theft of the apple, that the theft of the apple was not proved by anyone. Okay, and his client Shematthew was the client of the council, and nobody have seen his client to scale the wall, it means jump off the wall or to break the branch. He said that he had found it on the ground. Undoubtedly there had been a thief, but what evidence was there that this thief was Shematthew? One single thing, that he was formerly a convict. Okay. Then the council said that Shematthew found that branch in the ground, and okay, there could be a thief, but there is no evidence that could prove that Shematthew himself was the thief. That and there was no single evidence that could prove Shematthew as the convict. The prosecuting attorney replied to the counsel, "This man is Gian Valjean. He was identified by 4 witnesses, Javert and 3 convicts, Brevet, Chenildieu and Cochepaille. What had he to oppose the overwhelming unanimity?" Okay. Now the prosecuting attorney means the other person opposing the lawyer. Okay, the other lawyer. Okay, now the other lawyer is called as the prosecuting attorney. The defense lawyer, you can say, is prosecuting attorney, is replied to the counsel. Now he said that this man is Gian Valjean. He talked about Shematthew and said that this man is Gian Valjean. He has been identified by 4 witnesses. The 4 witnesses are Javert and the 3 convicts. As I told you in the character sketch, that there were 3 convicts: Brevet, Chenildieu and Cochepaille. And he said that he is identified by the 4 witnesses. And why is he opposing, even though he's been identified by everyone? And how dare he? Basically he is saying that how dare he, if even though he is identified with by so many people, then how dare he oppose against everyone? The prosecuting attorney concluded by reserving entirely the Petit Gervais affair and demanding a sentence to the full extent of the law. Now, after saying all this thing, the prosecuting attorney concluded by talking about the Petit Gervais affair. What was the affair with Petit Gervais? That Gian Valjean has stolen some amount of money from Petit Gervais also. Okay, so at last the prosecuting attorney talked about the Petit Gervais matter and asked or requested the judges that he should demand a sentence to Gian Valjean to the full extent of law. It means they should he demanded for a punishment for Gian Valjean. The time had come for closing the case. The judge commanded the accused to rise and ask, "Have you anything to add to your defense?" Now at the final time to close the case had come, to finish the case has come. Then the judge commanded the accused to rise and ask. Okay, the judge asked the accused, means Shematthew, to stand up and asked him that, "Do you have anything to say in your defense, in your favor?" He said, "I have been a wheelwright at Paris, that it was at Monsieur Bellop's too. I was 53, I earned only 30 sous a day, they paid me as little as they could. I am telling the truth, go see Monsieur Bellop. I don't know what more you want of me." Then Shematthew said that, "I had been a wheelwright." Who is a wheelwright? A wheelwright is a person who repairs or makes wooden wheel. Okay, he says that, "I had been a wheelwright in Paris. I used to work in the it was at Monsieur Bellop's too. I used to work at the Monsieur Bellop's place. I am 53 years old. I used to earn only 30 soles a day. 30 soles